Hello there and welcome back to another edition of the Hotline Classic Remastered. This time taking a look at the 1996 Mazda fini RX-7 Type RB. Another RX-7 to take on our course, and this RX-7 is also in the sort of 767/787 throwback livery, but with the black, because yeah, we've had the green with the Type R, now we've got the black, and there's also a dark blue on the RZ that we'll see a little bit later on, which is fun. I like seeing all the different sort of colour combination of this livery, because I was a bit worried it would turn into sort of green and black and there'd be no difference between them all, but fortunately, as it works out, all the RX-7s have very slightly different colour coding, a lot like, well, a lot of the cars from sort of GT1 that got backported. They have sort of different colours depending on the years, so like the Imprezas are all sort of different shades, which is cool, keeps things looking nice and fresh. So the Type RB, we haven't had a Type RZ round yet, but the RZ is very slightly lighter, so I figured it'd make more sense to run the RB first. Front engine, rear wheel drive, 474 horsepower, 1076 kilos. RX-7s have run pretty well around this track, so here's hoping this is another pleasant driving experience today. Anyways, this car is going to get 6 laps of the Motorsports Land track in order to set the best time it possibly can. Our current leader is the Mitsubishi GTO LM Edition 99, set a time of 27.017. This RX-7 unlikely to beat that. So yeah, RX-7, I forgot what generation of this, FD. The FD RX-7s have been, well, excellent around this track, to be perfectly honest. The slowest one currently is the RSR, which at a time of a 30.244. The one downside to the RX-7s, it seems, is the more power they get, the less good they are. And as a result of that, actually, one of the quickest RX-7s we've had is actually the oldest of the FDs, the Type R. That's at a time of 29.734, so hopefully this car can prove that car wrong a bit, but looking at it, maybe not. So that car, also interestingly enough, had slightly different aero. Now, I am not for a second going to try to sell you the idea that Gran Turismo actually calculates that stuff, because it really doesn't. But I mean, it's something worth considering. What is the quickest RX-7? Actually, I probably should have checked that. I think it was like a 29.5 for the Mazda speed RX-7. So now that car didn't run race mode, but it was just a very nice car. I think the Mazda speed might end up sort of turning out to be the quickest of all these cars, even though there's no like real performance gain from buying it used. As much as it does have slightly more power than these cars, I think the sort of driving dynamics of it are a little bit better. Nicely out of that corner, 29.331. I love it when I say something and then just completely prove myself wrong. It's great. Fantastic. Alright. It is another great day to be an RX-7 lover. To be honest with you, the RX-7 is probably the only Japanese sports car in this series that you can get away with being a lover of, unless you're like me and a giant Mitsubishi GTO fan and completely left field, in which case you'll like that. We'll go for a bit of a run-up on this final lap, why not? This thing's quite quick, 139 kilometers an hour. That is pretty good going, but yeah, if you're into your GTOs like me and you're a bit weird, then good luck on that, because they're quick, but you know, the Skylines are tricky and never really seem to operate to what you'd like them to be. The Supras aren't very great. The Fairlady Zs, I mean, the most recent one turned out to be alright, but yeah, for the most part, they've sort of fallen apart. I love it when I do a run-up on a lap and you get all suspenseful about it, and then I just piss it away in like the first sector. And it's like, whoa, okay, all that was completely worthless. But nevertheless, 29.331. And again, we've got the Type RZ, which is a whole like 7 kilos lighter. So maybe that'll mean that's so much quicker. I doubt it, but maybe it does. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's a nice car to drive, as they all are. It's exactly like all the rest of them, really. And it does... The one cool thing with the RX-7s is the slowest ones are actually the most powerful, the ones that are making closer to 530 horsepower. Which does go to show you can have too much of a good thing. Wow, yeah. That gives you an idea of RX-7s. You can just consistent and just smash that lap and get it. And no problems. Fantastic. Wow. Yeah. A 29.331 will place this car into 68th place. Goes in between the Sanavi Silvia and the Legacy Touring Wagon 96, which is a bit of a weird place for this car to end up, but that's where it does. It's quicker than the Evo 4, quicker than the Evo 3 rally car, quicker than the 96 sedan version 3 Impreza, so it's with a whole bunch of 1996 vehicles, basically, and it's beaten them all. So, yeah. I mean, it hasn't beaten, like, say, that Impreza wagon from last time was quicker than this, and that was a 96. And it's nowhere near something like an Impreza Coupe, or even a GT300 Spec RX-7. But it's not bad. In fact, it's better than not bad. It's bloody brilliant, if I to be perfectly honest. Yeah, these cars are good. There's no denying that. And to be fair, I should point out that Type R that I was mentioning, 29.7, I actually lost it in the final sector, otherwise that would probably be like a 29.5 car as well. So, yeah, I suppose in that context this would sort of make sense. That it's not a massive jump up, but it is still a little bit quicker. Anyways, that's it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Join me next time when I will be driving something completely different. Until then, farewell.